This is the Ryder and Lisa replay.
Brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free.
The Oscars went last night. You watched pretty much top to back, eh?
Well, I had to pause for the finale of The Last of Us.
Okay.
And then I went back and finished it. And I was thoroughly entertained the whole way through, even without a slap.
Jimmy Kimmel is very good. Like, you kind of forget how quick and funny he is.
Well, and he has to be. Because everyone's miserable in the crowd. None of them want to be there. They've been there for 6 hours already. They want it wrapped up as soon as possible. So he makes sure to drop jokes in about how long it takes for the Oscars to finish up.
He also touched on the slap a few times. He wasn't going to ignore it. Of course, we're talking about Will Smith.
If anyone in this theater commits an act of violence at any point during the show, you will be awarded the Oscar for Best Actor. And permitted to give a 19-minute long speech.
Pretty crazy to go from Best Actor being Will Smith with that incident from last year, and then this year, Brendan Fraser wins it for The Whale.
I was worried about him up there.
Seems like the kindest guy on the planet.
When he was up there, it's almost as if he was having an out-of-body experience. He was hyperventilating pretty much.
So this is what the multiverse looks like. Oh. My goodness.
So this is so cute.
Let's talk about boobs.
Boobies.
Apparently, women spend up to 20 seconds more than men when it comes to parallel parking a car. Some now believe that this is because large breasts inhibit arm movement and upper body rotation.
That makes sense, yeah.
It does.
Well, yeah, and it's giving me vibes of like trying to tee off golfing. Or trying to, what's the workout where you lean your chest against the bench, but it's like kind of upright on an angle? Mm-hmm. You're working your back muscles, you're pulling back.
Yeah.
So hard to do. Your boobs are basically in your throat.
How about like a baseball swing?
Yep.
I would assume they get in the way, or even running the bases.
Oh, yeah. Or running down to play Price is Right.
Yeah. There's a lady from my hometown who played slow pitch, and she was well endowed. Yeah, I was worried she was going to knock herself out round in third sometimes. Like, pretty wild.
It's trying to sleep on your stomach, next to impossible.
Yeah, are they annoying?
Yes. The grass is always greener on the other side. Women who are more flat-chested would say, like, oh, I wish mine are bigger, and women with bigger boobs, majority of the time. I mean, obviously, I'm not speaking for everyone, but would rather have none.
What would you say, this one's going out to the large chesters out there, what does it inhibit you from doing
the most?
Yeah.
What's the most inconvenient thing about having big boobs?
Just trying to picture parallel parking. And it does feel like it would be tough. Now, I mean, the cameras.
The camera helps.
A lot easier, but for the OGs, you know what we're talking about, apparently.
I just avoid parallel parking altogether, personally. Even if there's enough space, I'm like, I'll go to a more inconvenient parking stall.
I've even seen you just say, like, screw it, I'm pulling in forwards, and then you drive up on the curb and then back down. That's one of your plays.
Yeah,
I've seen
the
before.
wheels are big enough. Like, they're not going to get damaged.
Yeah.
That's why I got an SUV. It seems like the number one answer is running. Whether it's outside or even up and down the stairs because they get in the way. The double sports bra is key. So you're spending more money.
And that doesn't sound comfortable.
It's not. If I'm not wearing two sports bras, I'll wear one sports bra that's a bit too small, hoping that keeps them down. But then I get a really painful red line underneath when I take it. It's hard to take that off as well. It's a struggle trying to get that over your head.
This text is 780-784-7107 says, getting by someone in a grocery store is the most annoying thing for me. Like, I assume in a tight aisle, they mean?
Nikki wrote in saying wearing button-up shirts is the worst. Very true, because they'll pop open. I would kill to be able to wear a cute little bralette. Do you know what a bralette is?
No.
They're bras that you'd wear for style, that you'd be able to see it underneath something, and it has no support. Like, it doesn't have the wire or anything.
Okay.
So it's just more of an aesthetic look. But when you're heavier chested, it doesn't look cute.
No.
Chelsea's text, I hate mine. If anyone's small chested and then myself wore the same revealing dress, I'd look like a hussy and they would look classy. The back pain seems to be another really popular answer on our text line. I know a lot of women that have had to get breast reductions because the back pain was so bad.
You feel terrible for them.
I know.
especially if they like them.
How do you sleep on your side?
You know what I mean? Like if you're somebody that's like proud of your bosom,
Yeah.
but your back is getting wrecked and you have to get a reduction, that would suck.
Tamara, who owns Premium Pet Styling, Sport Local, wrote in saying losing inches of your shirts. It's true. Your shirt would be a lot shorter because your boobs are taking away that length. You were saying that you're excited to golf this year because you've lost some of your belly, Ryder.
Yeah.
Like just being able to swing might be a bit easier.
I don't know. It's going to be different.
Well, we'll see.
And I got the muscles now.
Yeah, that's
I'm
true.
going to be wrecking clubs.
Amanda says wearing a V-neck shirt, trying to keep the ladies from not peeking out too much. I heard V-neck shirts are not in anymore.
Well, who'd you hear that from? Some Gen Zer who just likes a crew neck?
Yeah, maybe. Sarah from Ontario is listening. I'm part of the Itty Bitty Titty Committee. I would love to have some of these problems. It sounds better to say daylight savings time.
Yeah.
But it's daylight saving time, which is annoying. And we've been trying to abolish this. We've been trying to get rid of this for years. And apparently we're waiting on America to do it first.
Well, roughly half the population likes it.
If you're really smart, then you will go to bed at the same scheduled time, and then you get an extra hour sleep. I did that one year, felt fabulous. This year, total opposite. I feel like oh, sorry.
No problem. So you're talking about when the clock goes back in
when you
in the
spring
fall.
ahead. When you spring ahead, you have to go with the clock. Like you have to ignore it. You have to ignore it, and then you get an extra 2 hours sleep.
No, you got it wrong. If you ignore your clock and go to bed at the same time, you actually get 1 less hour sleep this time of year.
No. I think I know that you just have to ignore the time change. And then you, at one time a year, you feel fabulous.
Yeah, that's in October. If you ignore the time change and just go to bed when you normally would and get up when you normally would, you'd be an hour late for work this time of year.
You have to ignore it in the spring.
No, that's
in the spring.
You're wrong.
No, I'm not.
We're all tired, okay?
I know, but I'm tired, but I'm also right.
No, you're not.
I love this.
5 simple words, $1,000. It's Ryder and Lisa's 1K wordplay.
Brought to you by Cal Mustara, your real realtor with Maxwell Progressive.
We are joined by caller 7. Jane is ready to win some cash. You have gotten through with this contest, but it was months ago, and it didn't go over real well. How much did you end up winning?
$25.
Okay.
That's okay. And you played long before we implemented the 25-second timer. So are you feeling a bit more nervous this time around, or do you feel like you've got this?
I think I've got it. I'm just going to go with my first instinct and hope that it's good.
Perfect. Okay, Ryder, do you want to break down to anyone listening for the first time what the 1K wordplay game is all about?
Sure. Jane's going to pick either Lisa or myself as her teammates. They will then leave the room. Then we're going to give Jane 5 words. She tells us the first word that comes to mind for each. Invite her teammate back in who hasn't heard any of her answers. Do the same with them for everyone that matches. It's $25. Get them all. And it is $1,000. Who are you rolling with today, Jane?
I'm going to pick you, Ryder.
Okay, get out of here. So we're just going to wait until he's completely out of the room so he doesn't hear anything because he does not know my words. Just a couple more seconds here. And Jane, I will start the timer right after I say the first word, all right?
Okay, sounds good.
What comes to your mind when I say chug?
Beer.
Mini.
Golf.
Young.
Oh.
Young.
Puppy.
Zoo.
Animal.
Curly.
Fries.
Ooh, good answers and nice and quick with 8 seconds left on the timer. I'm very impressed. Okay, Ryder, are you ready to win Jane some money?
Yes.
Now, Jane, you said that you won $25 last time you played months and months ago.
Yeah.
I have a feeling we're going to win more today.
I hope so.
Ryder, what comes to your mind when I say zoo?
Animals?
That's correct.
Sweet.
What comes to your mind when I say chug?
Beer.
That's correct.
Awesome.
We've got $50. Let's make it 75. What comes to your mind when I say mini?
Oof. I have an answer real quick, but... Eggs.
Golf.
Aw.
Golf was her answer. What was the first word that came to your mind, Ryder?
Eggs.
Eggs was?
Yeah.
Okay, we're not winning a grand, but it's okay. We got $50. Let's try and make it 75. What comes to your mind when I say curly?
Fries?
That's correct.
Sweet.
Which I'm very surprised that both of you said fries because I bet majority of our listeners said hair. So
I always go to food.
yeah, that's fair. Okay.
Although I should have done that with the mini, obviously.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
I guess I always go with food.
Good to know for future players. What comes to mind when I say young?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I'm going to go with age.
So Jane said puppy, and I do feel like that was a very hard word on my part.
It was.
I would have said old. I'd love to hear from our listeners. What came to your mind? What did we pick up today? Was it $75?
75.
Not
Much
bad.
better than last time,
That's
Jane.
not bad.
I can't wait to tell you about Pedro Pascal's Starbucks order. Somebody zoomed in and they could see it. It's hilarious. Right now, though, we're asking you if you have any strange requests when you're going through a drive-through or ordering from a place. What do you got for us, Kyle?
So I had to go into Starbucks first to warn them that my daughters were going to want to order some sort of like pink space fluffy unicorn lemonade juice drink thing they say on TikTok.
Oh, they saw it on TikTok.
Yeah, exactly. And so I had to walk into Starbucks and be like, hey, man, like my two daughters are 10. I was like, is it going to be okay if they come in and order some sort of weird concoction off TikTok? He was cool with it, but probably not stoked. He's like, yeah, it's all good.
I bet they know. I bet they know when these drinks on TikTok start to go viral because they'll get these obscure orders, but more than one person's coming in and getting it. That must be super frustrating.
Well, that's exactly it. And, they print the little, sticker ticket on the side, and it was, 84 pumps of different things. And I was like, oh, my God, sorry, man. I gave him a big tip, but I was like, I'm sorry.
Okay, so what was Pedro Pascal's Starbucks order that somebody zoomed in on? You said it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it is. It is pretty intense. So he stopped to meet fans outside the coffee shop, and somebody took a picture, and then they zoomed in. It's iced quad espresso in a venti cup with extra ice and 6 shots rather than the 4, I think, that a normal quad would be. But somebody did the math. That's over 400 milligrams of caffeine.
No wonder he's always smiling.
Is a lot. Yeah. So now I'm starting to
jittery.
see him and he just looks peppy. It turns out it's just the caffeine. That's a heavy duty drink though.
I would say so.
I want to try it.
No. But I can't imagine how annoying you would be after that drink.
You gotta quit using daylight saving as an excuse for everything here, Evans.
Give me just one day.
No.
One day.
You slept all weekend.
I don't care. I will always.
My clock's off.
I don't feel good. The time change happened.
I do think that I am starting to lean more on the side of why are we doing this? Like when you think back, it did make sense back in the day because most people conducted business and the sun was a big part of it for growing crops and street lamps had to be lit at a certain time. And so there was a bunch of reasons why they probably had it in place. Now, I don't know. Does anybody care how sunny it is out?
So you think ever since electricity was invented, we should have abolished daylight saving time?
I mean, it just feels like we're less and less attached to what time the sun comes up and what time it comes down. Does anybody care? I that's just where I'm at with it.
To be perfectly honest, I'm annoyed that the sun is out longer at night because I hate the sun. In fact, it's in my eyes as we speak.
It is, yeah.
It's really bright in here.
There's a comedian, Paul F. Tompkins, that weighed in on people like you. I thought you'd find this pretty funny and tracked it down. Check it out.
Okay.
I am confused by people who are thrown off by daylight saving time. Because it is not a big deal. It is just an hour adjustment twice a year. That's all it is. You move the clock back, you move the clock forward. That's all. But still, twice a year, you will hear people say things like, oh, I'm sorry, man, I'm all screwed up because of daylight saving time. Just an hour. You didn't get off a plane from Australia. There's nothing to be disoriented by. But still, twice a year, people, what's this? Is this milk still good? What happens now? What? Who is the president? Do I have a great bushy beard?
Not a bad take, eh?
It's so true.
Yeah, it is.
Well, and even I thought that the time change was supposed to happen last night at like 2 a.m. So
It was already the day
It was
before.
already the day before, and I'm just living my life like nothing's different. And then all of a sudden, somebody mentions it to me that it's already happened, and then I start going, "Oh, I'm so tired." It's like it's totally a mind over matter thing.
The Ryder and Lisa replay.
Brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free.
Play 107.